Titanic is a very kind of interesting, unexpected, massive mega hit. Nobody thought it would have the box office it did. Nobody thought it would connect as much as it did, but it remains this amazing, iconic movie.
Finally, she's got her whole ass is sticking up in the air. And that's a big ass. We're talking 20, 30,000 tons.
James Cameron isn't exactly the guy that you would go to for a romance, but he wrote this script. It's one of his only ones without, robots or aliens. But he is probably at his most passionate with Titanic. Granted, his passion is about, like, the forensics of a shipwreck, but he also really took a lot of care in crafting a story he thought would connect with audiences.
Right.
I think the way that someone like James Cameron, who is such a great technical filmmaker, makes the emotions connect is by really using technique. He knows that one of his tools is great actors. So he got Leonardo DiCaprio, he got Kate Winslet, he got Billy Zane, and he kind of let them do their own thing. He makes sure everyone is trained, they're doing the right sort of acting like it's 1912, but then he lets them go, he lets them improvise, and he credits a lot of the great lines in the film to the actors themselves.
I saw that in the Nickelodeon once, and I always wanted to do it.
Kate Winslet really petitioned for the role of Rose, though she kind of came to regret it. James Cameron is notoriously tough to work with, and he demanded a lot from her, but at the same time, even though she came down with pneumonia and almost walked off the set, she ended up bringing a lot to the role, and Cameron really credits her with such improvisations as coming up with spitting in Billy Zane's face, and then just a lot of the fun lines throughout the movie were straight out of Kate Winslet, and James Cameron really knows that the movie couldn't have existed without her.
To making it count.
An interesting thing about the movie, it really pushed the boundaries of CGI, but it still relied a lot on practical effects as well. One thing James Cameron did is, as people were boarding the Titanic, it was the opposite side from the side they built for the later effects shots. So they actually had to reverse everything, down to the costumes, down to the signage. Everything in that shot is backwards and then flipped digitally later on. Titanic really took movie making from sort of a domestic $100 million business to an international billion-dollar business. This was, at the time, the movie that cost the most to make, and it made the most. I don't think you'd have Marvel movies or any of today's massive blockbusters that are pitched to China and foreign audiences as much if you didn't have the success of Titanic.
Slow, slow, slow.